tragic deaths of 3 fishermen in Placentia Bay this week has devastated communities and left many people shaking their heads. They say if federal regulations were different, the men would likely still be alive. NTV's Leila Baudouin spoke with the men who found the bodies of those 3 fishermen and what they have to say tonight.
I would like to have a moment of silence. I'd like everybody to stand. When we have a loss of fishermen in any community in Newfoundland and Labrador, it's felt in every community of Newfoundland and Labrador. Moment of silence.
Fishermen spoke about the food fishery, angry that Newfoundland season is shorter than the rest of the Maritimes and upset over DFO regulations, requiring them to fish in small boats. For these 2 men, the shortness of the food fishery pales in comparison to what they've been through this week.
The evening before, we knew those people were missing. So we were over in our cabins in Barrhaven. We both grew up. And we know the area very, very well over there. We grew up there. We left it 50 years ago, but we were 17 years old when we left it.
They know the water well. They fished it their whole lives.
We discussed it during the night as to where we thought the bodies may, the direction with the wind and the tide that we thought, right? So in the morning, I have a 38-foot boat. So in the morning at 5:30, we took our own boat. We're not part of the auxiliary, but we took our own boat and we went in the area that we thought.
There was, like we knew the area quite well, like Frank just said, And, so we wasn't, I'd say half an hour we had the first body found.
The men say the boat wasn't tough enough to brave the conditions of the Atlantic that the fishermen found themselves in that night.
As I know the fishery, and I've been involved with it quite a bit since my childhood, and looking at, they had 25 or 30 pots in one string, right? In say 100 fathom of water. So if you have 15 pots on her on a speedboat, 30, and you have another 10 coming from the bottom, hanging out of that boat on your hydraulic hauler, you got a fine weight on a speedboat with a big lop, a big wave.
Well, safety is everybody's concern, isn't it? You know what I mean? And you gotta have safety.
A concern, but not the reality. Fishermen say that current DFO regulations do not put safety first. Small boats in raging seas do not make sense. And in this province, all too often result in tragedy. Leila Baudouin, NTV.